My name is Mark McNabb, and I am a Canadian producer, director, and researcher. And I began my journey to explore and document the UFO mystery 10 years ago. I am both proud and privileged to have visited more than 20 countries around the world, with the ambition to investigate unexplained aerial and terrestrial phenomena across the globe, with the classic tools of the trade and in the best-known so-called hotspots in the field. I have produced multiple episodes, or 3 distinct documentaries, across 12 countries, including Chile, Italy, France, Spain, United Kingdom, Ecuador, Colombia, Argentina, Peru, Bolivia, and Brazil. But across all these countries, what did I discover? More importantly, why was it important for me to share it with the world? Quite simply, to give a voice to the voiceless, and by doing that, to educate and to inspire the next generations. Personally, after my 10 years, I have a list. It's a list of more than 50 unexplainable encounters and events that occurred not just in the sky, but all around me. I felt these as some form of communication. In my heart, they were messages. I would write them down, and on every expedition, when I was with others in a remote field with the cameras ready to go, that's when we'd tell each other our stories, and we'd laugh and become so excited, like children, about the experiences we had been gifted with in our adult lives. And often, and suddenly, that would be when an unexpected light would appear, as though it was winking at me. Encounters, born in 2022, is a pioneering international Canadian-Italy-based company focused on delivering exclusive UFO phenomenon-based content to a global audience with new premises and promises for the audience. UFOs move to the background in order to leave the foreground to the most complex and amazing creatures in the known universe, human beings. Why does Canadian researcher Rob Freeman want at all costs to gather evidence of the presence of other intelligences on this planet? What tension drives him to endure the darkness and frost of the night in an effort to witness and record unlikely extraordinary events? What conclusion has Peruvian contactee and researcher Ricardo Gonzalez come to after more than 30 years of witnessing contact with alleged civilizations from Alpha Centauri? Are they really extraterrestrials?
Integrando este pensamiento, esta conciencia.
On the contrary, is world-renowned author J.J. Benitez still convinced after decades that the true nature of the UFO phenomenon is to be sought in other dimensions? More importantly, how has the UFO phenomenon affected the lives of ordinary people like Josie and Sal, who were simply going about their daily routines when they encountered something they couldn't explain? How did their perception of the world change after witnessing something that defied all logic and reason? Did it plant seeds of doubt and fear that grew over time? Or did it bring them closer together? What about people like Lisa, an employee from a small town who spent years dismissing strange sightings as just a result of an overactive imagination, until one night she saw something that made her question everything? Did she become more open-minded? Or did it push her into isolation, feeling misunderstood by friends and family who couldn't relate to their experiences?
Comprendere, ma questo è più difficile da comprendere, io me lo ricordo benissimo.
So what would happen is I'd be coming home from a friend's house at night or whatever, and then literally one of those type of objects would walk me all the way home.
And for those like Tony, a long-time UFO researcher who has spent decades trying to gather evidence, what has it cost him personally? Has his obsession with uncovering the truth about extraterrestrial life alienated him from his loved ones? Or has it driven him to find a sense of purpose that transcends the ordinary? And what was Filippo doing in Chile's Atacama Desert 3 years earlier when he first met Rob and Mark? For what absurd reason does he venture off trail at night, accompanied only by the faint light of his flashlight? What drives him to risk even his own physical safety, to desperately seek an encounter potentially destructive to the psyche of any human being? What kind of epiphany does he hope to achieve?
This is in case we get abducted.
How do they all reconcile what they've seen with the skeptical, often cynical world around them? We travel the world in search of people who are experiencing the phenomenon, whether they are ordinary experiencers, internationally renowned researchers,
and all the secret knowledge that was given to them from the stars,
or simply seekers. Those who welcome the call to adventure that emerges from the innermost depths of their own essence. In this wandering through mountains, lakes, forests, seas, and deserts, in every corner of the globe, we cannot but accept being merely supporting actors, never directors. Perhaps it is not so much about spotting strange objects in the night sky, making contact with an ET civilization or non-human entities, let alone pursuing frontier experiences for their own sake. Perhaps what this is really about is the path of the eternal quest, the encounter with your own true essence. And to be able to recount our odyssey will have been the most magical of adventures. This is our mission. This is Encounters.